All right, well, it is wintertime, and if you're anything like me, wintertime comes along with learning that a few things are broken in your car that you weren't using in summer. If you don't know me, my name's Evan. I'm a mechanical engineer by trade, a mechanic by obligation, and a founder of Mountain West Off-Road. We make cup holders for Cherokees just like this. Check them out in the description. So with that said, I'm gonna be showing you how to repair the annoying broken strips of your rear defroster in your Jeep Cherokee for less than $10 in less than 10 minutes. Now the secret to all of this is actually in this tiny little syringe right here. And I know what you're thinking, it's not drugs. This is a tiny syringe full of silver conductive paint. And what this does is it kind of fills the role of a wire, but you can paint it on glass. And this is exactly how the defroster in your car works ordinarily, but we're just gonna be applying it by hand. At the time of recording this, you can buy one of these 0.2 milliliter syringes for about $7 on Amazon. Price may go up or down, I guess depending on the price of silver, because this is literally full of silver. I already used most of this one on my other car, but I think I have enough left to show you how to do it on this Jeep here. Now if you're in a rush, you don't really want to wait on Amazon, Permatex also sells this rear window defogger kit. This has the same sort of stuff, but it's copper instead of silver. You can get this at Walmart. I'll put the price on screen right now. It's a little bit more expensive than the silver conductive paste. So let's get into it. All right, so I'm in the car now. The first thing I'm gonna do is actually figure out which strips are broken on my rear defroster so I can know which ones to target to see if I can fix them. Now, I'm gonna start my car and I'm gonna turn the defroster on the dashboard here, and then I'm gonna go back in the trunk to show you the rest. The way that these defrosters work is it's just a resistive heating circuit. So there's a positive wire on one side and then a ground wire on the other side. These just pass a current through here, which creates a short and heats up these little strips. Now, obviously, we all know that frost or water vapor that's on your window is made out of water. So the easiest way that I've found to find which ones are actually broken without having frost is just to use a little spray bottle full of water, and I'm just gonna douse this whole thing until I've created enough of an artificial mist that you can actually see the difference between the clear glass and the mist. And then I'm just gonna sit here for a few minutes and watch as the defroster does its work, and then I'm gonna look for the line that does not have evaporated water, and that'll tell us which one has actually failed. All right, so it's been about a minute or two, and if you look at this, especially from like a side view, you can see very clearly which lines are working and which ones aren't. If you look right here, this fifth one down is not defrosting at all. So there's somewhere along here, a break or some type of defect that's preventing the current from traveling across both sides of the windshield, and that's what's creating this dead zone here. So I'm just gonna inspect this very closely, all the way across, and see if I can find some likely candidates. All right, and sure enough, right back here, there's this little spot. I'm gonna take a picture of this so you can see it a little better. Now, if you only have one little spot like this and you want to double check that it's actually your issue, you can take a multimeter and you can put the probes just on either side of that break, and you can measure the resistance. And if it's really high, it means that the current is flowing through one of these other lines, so it should be a high resistance value. If it's very low, it means the current is just jumping the bridge and reading right across. So that can kind of help you narrow that down. So I just checked my multimeter and the battery is dead. So I'm just gonna go with it. I'm gonna repair that one and then we'll see if it works. It didn't work, and the reason it didn't work is because I didn't have my multimeter. All right, so now that I've found my likely break in my defroster, I'm gonna go ahead and take some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm just gonna clean off the area to make sure there's no oil or grease or grime or anything on there that would prevent the paste from sticking the way that I want it to. So with that done, the next thing I'm gonna do is take this masking tape and just mask right around the top and bottom of that line there. And that's gonna give me a nice outline so I can just paint over top of it without worrying about going over the line or anything. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and take my silver conductive paste. So I've actually used up all of this syringe that I can't push it out the tip anymore. Ordinarily, you would just push out the tip and then kind of drag this along the window. I have just enough in the end of this that I'm able to use this teeny little brush from my other kit to just peel out a little bit of silver paste. That's all I'm gonna need for this repair. And the actual Permatex kit tells you to do this 3 times, but with the silver paste, I think it's enough to do it only once or twice. So I have mine on this little tiny brush I have here. I'm just gonna go here and paint it on. Now it's possible when this thing burned through, it created some sort of little carbon deposits or other impurities that are not conductive. So I'm just gonna go a little wide so that I have this this paint bridging the gap from the left side to the right side here. All right, so real quick, the repair that you're watching right now ended up not quite working because I didn't apply enough of that paint. So if you have access to a multimeter and you want to save yourself some headache, here's the actual steps you're going to do to test while you're applying it, so you don't have to go back and keep reapplying it until it works. Basically, you're going to want to apply one coat of paint, wait 15 to 20 minutes for the binder and the paint to dry so you get an accurate resistance reading across that break. And then you're going to want to do this 1 to 3 times or until you're reading about 0.5 to 0.7 ohms across your break. If you're reading a similar resistance across the repaired section as you are the undamaged section, it means that your circuit is being completed and your repair is going to work once it cures. I'm going to probe either side of my repair and I'm going to see what my resistance is. So I'm just going to do it on the actual decal, not my repair at all. We're seeing 0.7 ohms. And then if I go up to one that wasn't ever damaged, we're seeing 0.7 ohms. That means electricity can flow through this repair just as easily as it can flow through this undamaged section. And the last thing you want to do is remove the tape before the paint is fully cured so you avoid accidentally pulling off that paint when you take the tape off. Now I'm going to quickly show you how I verified my repair is working 2 days after this initial clip, since I had to go back and reapply the paint after I learned it didn't work the first time. This is now 48 hours from the initial clip that you saw. We're going to go ahead and start the car, turn my defroster on, and then just as before, we're going to cover the windshield in water and we're going to check if it works. You can see the defrosting lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. C5 is actually working, honestly, kind of the best out of all of them. So yeah, there you go. That's how you do it. That's how you repair your defroster for less than $10 in kind of less than 10 minutes. If you do it like me, it might take you 2 days because you do it wrong. And last but not least, if you have an old XJ like I do and you're sick and tired of not having anywhere to put your Monster Energy drinks and Red Bulls, I have the solution for you. This is the Mountain West off-road cup holder. It is designed and manufactured by me. We have a cup on our website right now, mountainwestoffroad.com. Link is in the description. And if you're not quite convinced yet, just from me showing you the cup holder itself, I have a short video linked down below, which goes into a little more detail about the pros and cons of the cup holders so you can decide if it's the right product for you. This sucks. That's why I designed the world's first all-steel cup holder for a pre-97 Jeep Cherokee XJ. But how do you know it's any good? Thank you for watching. Enjoy your functioning defroster. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.